Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a screencast presentation and recording for the part of the lesson that has looking at political campaign commercials. Before we get started, please let me encourage you to open up to today's lesson and scroll down the correct section. And please also remember that your task here is to fill in the blanks that coincide with the content that coincides with the presentation. Remember that you can replay any part of this presentation for detail, clarity, or repetition later. Let's begin. So the main function, if you will, of political campaign commercials is in many ways just to undertake an initiative on behalf of the political candidates for the campaign for the purpose of connecting voters with the candidate and his or her stances on the issues. Now, this can take a variety of different forms in terms of radio spots, TV ads, print ads, billboard ads, posters, yard signs, internet ads, and so much more. The fact is that there's different types of advertisements, and the ways and means upon which candidates and campaigns accordingly try to make their case to the public about why they need their vote and why they should seek public office and assume public office is really important. This is often done through a variety of different ways. Different types of advertisements. There's attack ads, which are often negative, and political ads in nature, which attack the character of an opposing candidate. These are relatively common, and additionally often combine to form the negative consensus that many voters have in regards to advertisements. Additionally, there's also contrastive ads, which discuss the issues at large, contrast stances of both the candidates, and they're often most heavily used by campaigns rather than independent groups. Additionally, there's negative ads, who often fail to discuss the issues in full, but they're more personally or politically based. They often use dark images and use advertising tricks, which can be quite successful at proving their case and point. They can also take votes, comments, or other items out of context, which can cause confusion. And often these negative ads can be deceptive. Additionally, there can be talking head ads. The candidates talk directly to the audience, telling voters what they believe or stand for. This is in many ways effective because their body language, their eye contact, and their voice seeks to inform their electorate and connect with them. There's also documentary ads, which are ads, more or less biographies, if you will, of the candidates, telling voters about the candidate's life, their political experience, and more. Now, the intent of documentary ads is to familiarize voters with the candidate and make them seem like more of one of them. There's also humor ads, which can be quite successful too. These ads are often funny. The intent is to make the voter remember the ad in the long term. We tend to remember things that are funny anyway, and so most campaigns have success using these types of approaches. There's also testimonial ads, just like testimonial paper propaganda, where someone else, such as a candidate's wife or celebrity, speaks on behalf of the candidate. Additionally, there might be person off the streets ads, and these ads show random people on the street supporting a candidate. Although the intent is to show the voters that a candidate has grassroots support from the mass public, in reality, these interviews are often staged, and the people being interviewed for the commercials aren't so random after all. There also might be music ads, where a campaign adds the music to make voters feel good about the candidate. Often there's no real political issue or substance that's shared with the voters, but the music can help consummate any types of deficits or shortcomings with the ad itself. Also, there's fear ads, which are heavily common. These ads are designed to create scare or evoke emotional responses. Campaigns often use these ads to instill fear on other candidates in voters' minds. These ads are often deemed the most effective because fear can drive people to the polls and vote a certain type of way. There's also backfire ads too, which a candidate's own words, images, or actions are used in an ad to portray him or her as a flip-flopper, or as somebody who's untrustworthy, or somebody who's unable to just simply keep their promises. These ads can also be tremendously effective too. Not only are these ads remarkably effective by employing self-incrimination strategies to trap the candidate, but they can also be helpful in the sense that they leave a long-lasting impression about what the voters are actually voting for. Next, how can ads be manipulated? Understanding this is key to understanding political campaign commercials. Political consultants create ads for the candidate by doing the following: putting flags in the background to make the candidate look very patriotic and American, adding a lot of crowd cheering noise in the background to make or show support, adding a text graphic like "Make a Difference Today" or "Joe Smith working for you," adding upbeat popular music to to make the candidate seem in touch with the people and the audience, the picture of the candidate with his or her family or their kids or their pets to humanize them, or often associating the candidate with a popular or positive person or image, such as a popular president, like when Bill Clinton appeared with then Senator Obama. Additionally, though, it's worthwhile noting that ads can also be manipulated for other reasons. In terms of against a candidate, sometimes ads could insert threatening music or depressing sounds in the background. Sometimes they can make the ad black and white or grainy to make the candidate look old and out of touch. Sometimes they can add a text graphic such as "Can you really trust him or her?" Additionally, they can use slow motion and strobing effects to make the candidate look creepy. They often could associate the opponent with some notorious person or image. These types of fundamentals of campaigning can also be effective as well. And here's the last section. In terms of effects and evaluation, how we should look at political campaign commercials. What effects do ads really have on voters? The answer is somewhat mixed, but there are several universal themes that still remain true. Commercials and advertisements educate voters on the issues. They can help voters become interested in the campaign itself. They might encourage us to go vote. They might increase the candidate's name recognition. Name recognition, by the way, goes miles because the longer they can remember a name, the more that might transpire or transgress into an actual vote on election day. Many voters will mark the name on the ballot that they recognize. And additionally, this helps us develop positive or negative feelings about the candidate specifically. But additionally, one should ask, is this a negative ad attacking the other candidate? If so, then the information about the other candidate, is it correct? We should also ask, is the ad advocating what policies the candidate plans to support? If so, is it designed to get us voters to vote prospectively? Who sponsored the ad is another worthy question asked, or should be asked. Was a candidate's campaign or political party or even an interest group behind the assembly of the ad? Also asking what kinds of images are used in the ad. Are these images meant to tell us anything substantive about the candidate? Are there loaded words and phrases? For example, "He never met a tax increase he didn't like." "Tax and spend party," or "They want to privatize your retirement savings" can be really compelling phrases, but do they bear any truth? Raising your taxes as well is a popular one. And finally asking, how is the ad assembled? Does it look like it was manipulated with any of the tricks of the trade that we talked about in this presentation, and or with advanced multimedia editing that sometimes follow the message at heart? And what type of ad is this meant to be? Different types of ads are designed to create different voter reactions accordingly. Understanding your reaction and understand the ad in tandem can help us understand ads more effectively and efficiently. So there you guys have it, some of the key fundamentals of understanding the essence of political campaign commercials. My hope is that you found this to be incredibly helpful and beneficial. And additionally, looking at some of the other political campaign commercials, you can use some of these tricks of the trade as well to be more objective and understanding. Thank you very much for tuning in, and good luck with completing the rest of the lesson.